fruit. I paint pictures with my words, tangled thoughts and feelings. Growinggames.com, Tory Fabro, tangled thoughts and feelings.
Hey there guys, Tory from the Growing Gamers podcast here. I am going to be doing something a little bit different. It is, this is just the bedroom. I'm going to do something a little bit different. It's not a review. It's not gaming related. But I do understand that as people are becoming more and more socially isolated, that they may be feeling that, they're very, very alone. And I thought, well, fuck it. I'm going to do something to try to help. So if you watch the normal gaming podcast, this may not be for you. Okay. But if you've got an older person in your life and you think they're struggling, then maybe it's something for them. I'm going to release it as video and also as an audio podcast. That way you can do with it what you want. All right. So I thought a lot of celebrities are doing this, and it's a good idea. But, I'm just a normal person, so I'm just going to do it myself. So what we're going to do is we're going to read the Iliad, and if we have time, the Odyssey. It was absolutely amazing. This thing was written, I think, about 700 or 800 years before Christ. And even if you don't have that belief structure, it was written freaking ages ago. All right. So basically, it was written by Homer, and it's quite incredible because the book still exists. Now, it is public domain. Some of the language is older, and on occasion, I may go away from it to swear. But the whole point is, let's try to do something to contribute. So I'm kicking back in my little IKEA chair here. Every now and then I'll stop to drink. But basically, the Iliad, let's have a look here. So the Iliad is Homer's epic account of the final days of the 10-year-long Trojan War, written in the 7th to 8th century BC. This chronicle of the gods and men in conflict with themselves and one another is a classic of Western literature that has influenced countless writers. In its pages, the glory and horrors of war come vividly to life. You know what? Let's just crack into it, okay? Like I said, the language is old. I'll probably clear my throat a lot. But if this brings anyone any happiness at all, I'm pretty stoked. Okay, so let's get ready for this. All right, I am going to mispronounce stuff. I'm probably going to make a fool of myself, but let's read the Iliad together. All right. Book 1. Agamemnon is compelled to restore the captive girl Chryseis to her father, but in retaliation takes from Achilles the lovely Briseis. Achilles, enraged, vows he will fight no more for Agamemnon, and through his mother, the sea nymph Thetis, secures the aid of Zeus for the Trojans. This provokes the wrath of the goddess Hera. Sing, O goddess, the anger of Achilles, son of Peleus, that brought countless ills upon the Achaeans. Many a brave soul did it send hurrying down to Hades, and many a hero did it yield a prey to dogs and vultures, for so were the counsels of Zeus fulfilled from the day on which the son of Atreus, king of men, and great Achilles first fell out with one another. And which of the gods was it that set them on to quarrel? It was the son of Zeus and Leto, for he was angry with the king and sent a pestilence upon the host to plague the people, because the son of Atreus had dishonoured Chryseis, his priest. Now Chryseis, see I'm saying I'm wrong, but still, had come to the ships of the Achaeans to free his daughter, and had brought with him a great ransom. Moreover, he bore in his hand the sceptre of Apollo, wreathed with the suppliant's wreath, and he besought the Achaeans, but most of all the two sons of Atreus, who were their chiefs. Atreus, god of war, gaming. Sons of Atreus, he cried, and all other Achaeans, may the gods who dwell in Olympus grant you to sack the city of Priam, and to reach your homes in safety. But free my daughter, and accept a ransom for her, in reverence to Apollo, son of Zeus. On this, the rest of the Achaeans with one voice were respecting the priest, and taking the ransom that he offered. But not so Agamemnon, who spoke to him fiercely and sent him roughly away. "Old man," he said, "let me find you not tarrying about our ships, nor yet coming hereafter. Your sceptre of the god and your wreath shall profit you nothing. I will not free her. She shall grow old in my house at Argos, far from her own home, busying herself with her loom and visiting my couch. So go, and do not provoke me, or it will be the worse for you." The old man feared him, and obeyed. Not a word he spoke, but went by the shore of the sounding sea, and prayed apart to King Apollo, whom lovely Leto had borne. "Hear me," he cried, "O god of the silver bow, that protectest Christ and holy Scylla, and rulest Tenedos with thy might. Hear me, O thou Smith. If I have ever decked your temple with garlands, or burnt your thigh bones in fat of bulls or goats, grant my prayer, grant my prayer, and let your arrows avenge these tears upon the Danaans." Thus did he pray, and Apollo heard his prayer. He came down furious from the summits of Olympus with his bow and quiver upon his shoulder, and the arrows rattled on his back with the rage that trembled within him. He sat himself down away from the ships with a face as dark as night, and his silver bow rang death as he shot his arrow in the midst of them. First he smote their mules and their hounds, but presently he aimed his shafts at the people themselves, and all day long the pyres of the dead were burning. Can you just imagine, right? Seriously, you've got Apollo just cutting sick with a bow and arrow. He's going to be wrecking fools, all right? For 9 whole days he shot his arrows among the people, but upon the 10th day Achilles called them in assembly, moved thereto by Hera, who saw the Achaeans in their death throes and had compassion upon them. Then when they got together, he rose and spoke among them. "Son of Atreus," he said, "I deem that we should now turn roving home if we would escape destruction, for we are being cut down by war and pestilence at once. Let us ask some priest or prophet or some reader of dreams, for dreams too are of Zeus, who can tell us why Phoebus Apollo is so angry, and say whether it is for some vow that we have broken, or a hecatomb that we have not offered, or whether he will accept the savour of lambs and goats without blemish, so as to take the plague from us." With these words he sat down, and Calchas, son of Thestor, wisest of augurs, who knew things past, present, and to come, rose to speak. He it was who had guided the Achaeans with their fleet to Ilium, through the prophesying with which Phoebus Apollo had inspired him. With all sincerity and goodwill he addressed them thus: "Achilles, loved of heaven, you bid to tell me about the anger of King Apollo. I will therefore do so, but consider first, and swear that you will stand by me heartily in word and deed. For I know that I shall offend one who rules the Argives with might, and to whom all the Achaeans are in subjugation. A plain man cannot stand against the anger of a king, who, if he swallows his displeasure now, will yet nurse revenge till he has reaped it. Consider, therefore, whether or no you will protect me." And Achilles answered, "Fear not, but speak as is borne in upon you from heaven. For by Apollo, Calchas, to whom you pray, and whose oracles you reveal to us, not a Danaan at our ship shall lay his hand upon you, while I yet live to look upon the face of the earth. No, not though you name Agamemnon himself, who is by far the foremost of the Achaeans." Thereon the seer spoke boldly. "The god," he said, "is angry neither about vow or hecatomb, but for his priest's sake, for his priest's sake, who Agamemnon has dishonoured, in that he would not free his daughter, nor take a ransom for her. Therefore he has set these evils upon us, and will send others. He will not deliver the Danaans from this pestilence, until Agamemnon has restored the girl without fee or ransom to her father, and has set a holy hecatomb to Christ." Or Chryse? I don't even know. Thus we may perhaps appease him. With these words he sat down, and Agamemnon rose in anger. His heart was black with rage, and his eyes flashed fire as he scowled on Calchas, and said, "Seer of evil, you never yet prophesied smooth things concerning me, but have ever loved to foretell that which was evil. You have brought me neither comfort nor performance, and now you see coming around amongst the Danaans, and saying that Apollo has plagued us, because I would not take a ransom for this girl, the daughter of Chryses. I have set my heart on keeping her in my house, for I love her even better than my own wife." Hope she wasn't listening. Clement, forgive me on this one. Clytemnestra, whose peer she is alike in form and feature, in understanding and accomplishments. Still, I will give her up if I must, for what I would have the people live, not die, but you must find me a prize instead, or I alone amongst the Argives shall be without one. This is not well, for you behold, all of you, that my prize is to go elsewhither. And Achilles answered, Most noble son of Atreus, covetous beyond all of mankind, how shall the Achaeans find you another prize? We have no common store from which to take one. Those we took from the cities have been awarded. We cannot disallow the awards that have been made already. Give this girl, therefore, to the god, and if Zeus grants us to sack the city of Troy, we shall requite you 3- and 4-fold. Then Agamemnon said, Achilles, valiant though you may be, you shall not thus outwit me. You shall not overreach, and you shall not persuade me. Are you to keep your own prize while I sit tamely under my loss and give up the girl at your bidding? Let the Achaeans find me a prize in fair exchange for my liking, or I will come and take your own, or that of Ajax, or of Odysseus, and he to whomsoever I may come shall rue of my coming. But of this we will take thought hereafter. For the present, let us draw a ship into the sea, find a crew for her expressly, let us put a hecatomb on board, and let us send Chryseis also. Further, let some chief man among us be in command, either Ajax or Idomeneus, or yourself, son of Peleus, mighty warrior that you are, that we may offer sacrifice and appease the anger of the god. Dry throat already. Good job. Achilles scouted him and answered, You are steeped in insolence and lust of gain. What with heart can any of the Achaeans do your bidding, either on foray or in open fighting? I came not warring here for any ill the Trojans had done me. I have no quarrel with them. They have not raided my cattle or my horses, or cut down my harvests on the rich plain of Phthia. For between me and them there is a great space, both mountain and sounding sea. We have followed you, sir, insolence, for your pleasure, not ours, to gain satisfaction from the Trojans, for your shameless self, and for Menelaus. You forget this, and threaten to rob me of the prize for which I have toiled, and which the sons of Achaeans have given me. Never, when the Achaeans sack any rich city of the Trojans, do I receive so good a prize as you do, though it is my hands that do the better part of the fighting. When the sharing comes, your share is far the largest, and I forsooth must go back to my ships, take what I can get, and be thankful when my labour of fighting is done. Now therefore I shall go back to Phthia. It'll be much better for me to return home with my ships, for I will not stay here dishonoured to gather gold and substance for you. And Agamemnon answered, Fly if you will. I shall make you no prayers to stay you. I have others here who will do me honour, and above all Zeus the Lord of Counsel. There is no king here so hateful to me as you are, for you are ever quarrelsome and ill-affected. What though you be brave? Was it not heaven that made you so? Go home then with your ships and comrades, to lord over the Myrmidons. I care neither for you or your anger, and thus I will do. Since Phoebus Apollo is taking Chryseis from me, I shall send her with my ship and my followers, but I will come to your tent and take your own prize, Briseis, that you may learn how much stronger I am than you are, and that another may fear to set himself up as equal or comparable with me. A little bit of an ego trip. The son of Peleus was furious, and his heart within his shaggy breast was divided, whether to draw his sword and push the others aside and kill the son of Atreus, or to restrain himself and check his anger. Whilst he was thus in two minds, and drawing his mighty sword from his scabbard, Athene came down from heaven, for Hera had sent her in the love she brought to them both, and seized the son of Peleus by his yellow hair, visible to him alone, for of the others no man could see her. Achilles turned in amaze, and by the fire that flashed from her eyes at once knew that she was Athene. Why are you, said he, daughter of Aegis-bearing Zeus, to see the pride of Agamemnon, son of Atreus? Let me tell you, and it will surely be, he shall pay for this insolence with his life. And Athene said, I come from heaven, if you will hear me to bid you stay your anger. Hera has sent me, who cares for you both alike. Cease then this brawling, and do not draw your sword. Rail at him if you will, and your railing will not be in vain, for I tell you, and surely it will be, that you shall receive gifts 3 times as splendid by reason of this present insult. Hold therefore and obey. Goddess, answered Achilles, however angry a man may be, he must do as you two command him. This will be best, for the gods ever hear the prayers of those who obey them. He stayed his hand on the silver hilt of his sword and thrust it back into the scabbard as Athena bade him. Then she went back to Olympus, among the other gods, and to the house of Aegis, bearing Zeus. Alright guys, well, that's part one. We're barely into it. There's a lot of pages. But let's make our way through this book. It is freaking amazing. I know the language is a little bit older. But if you want to hear more, let me know. I am more than happy to read this thing to you guys. I know a lot of you may be stuck in your homes with nothing to do. And yeah, it just felt like a good way I could do something back to, I don't know, try to give to people at the moment who are in a worse place than myself. So we're going to make our way through this bad boy, and we'll just do it time by time, chunk by digestible chunk. And of course, I'll put it online so as if you miss anything, you can come back and we can continue just in episodes. I won't do too long because I know there's other things for you to do, but look after each other, and, you know, look after yourselves too. You looking after yourself and your health at the moment is just as important as looking after the health of others. All right, so don't forget, this won't be the only thing here, but we'll be coming back with our other normal gaming and pop culture reviews and news. But in the meantime, if you do want to go back 700 or 800 years beyond the birth of Christ and find out more about the siege of Troy, then we're on for a pretty heavy ride together. Take care. Bye.